I'm just surprised we haven't discovered the gap in years.
It's the underside of the city administration building that the general public never sees. Corridors of corrosion beneath City Hall, built in 1965.
You'll see a lot of the mechanical gear, cast iron pipes that are all pretty close to failing.
We're going the right way, right? Yes. Okay.
The city's Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Casey Smith, is our tour guide, along with Mayor Todd Gloria and top-ranking city officials. I have to admit, it's a bit surreal listening to the mayor talk trash about his own city buildings.
It isn't enough to just fix the plumbing when a pipe breaks. We have to do asbestos abatement. We have to do testing and air quality standards.
When you take a bird's eye view of the 6 blocks that makes up the city's civic core, it all starts to make sense. The city wants most of these buildings torn down and redeveloped. At least that's the proposal coming soon to the city council. Let's start with City Hall, also known as the City Administration Building. It's 58 years old.
For those of you who've covered a heavy city council hearing, folks have to come up 12 floors. It's not particularly accessible. It's not necessarily an experience we want folks to have.
During our tour, the mayor's advisor, Jay Goldstone, said the city is looking at building a new high-rise city administration building on the site of the nearby city operations building, which also would be demolished.
A developer could come in and build as high as 400 feet, so 30 to 40 stories, depending on the floor to ceiling height.
One big question, what happens to the Ash Street building, the controversial white elephant on the north end of the site that the city purchased last year for $86 million? You're still open to the notion of possibly tearing down Ash Street?
If that's what the market dictates, again, we're going to leave that up to the developers who are going to come in and propose.
For months, the Civic Center Revitalization Committee has been working on the redevelopment plan, which still needs to be opened up for developer bids. So the cost of the project is still unknown. Under state law, at least 25% of the housing built on the site would have to be affordable units.
We are inviting folks to come in and help us to solve 2 significant challenges: the condition of these facilities for both the public and the employees that work in it, as well as to build housing that we so desperately need.
Then there's the fate of the Civic Theater, which at this point remains up in the air. There's one thing for sure, it would be expensive to remodel and even more expensive to rebuild.
The cost to build either a new Civic Theater, I've seen numbers as high as $500 million, and to renovate that building is $125 million, so it's not an insignificant factor.
The Civic Center Committee's final report says, quote, any theater development should be in collaboration with San Diego theaters and philanthropists, not primarily funded by the developer or the city.
I could foresee a situation where we have everything from a remodel of the theater to a reconstruction of the theater. My hope is that this important part of our civic infrastructure, our arts and culture community, can stay in some form or fashion on this site.
The next time the public will hear about this redevelopment plan will be at Monday's City Council meeting, when there's an informational item set for the Civic Center Committee to present its final report. At City Hall, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.